Hi everyone, there are a lot of tutorials online showing how to draft and make a built-up neckline, but this tutorial I'll be showing you how to make this beautiful wrap top with a built-up neckline. It's actually a dress, a full gown. The next video I'll be completing dress, showing how I made the lower bodice and attach the sleeves, okay? But this tutorial is very detailed. First off, you need your pattern paper. That is like the safest route until you get a hang of this design. You can now freestyle. You need your start line. You draw your first start line. Thing is, we're going to be having two different start lines, so just follow everything you see on the screen. So the first start line is 0.5 inch from the start of your paper. Then from that start line, you're going to mark 4 inches, and right there we'll draw our second start line. Don't worry, I'll explain in the course of this video. So on that 4 inches, you roll across and it becomes another start line. Let's just call it start line, okay? Now, to avoid confusion, after you've drawn the line, go ahead and fold in the initial start line you just drew, like so. Now once you've done that, we'll now start marking our proper measurement. Now the bust point for the muse is 11 inches. I'll mark 11 inches right there, and that'll be my bust line. Then the next line is the waist line, that's on 16 inches, and then 17.5 for half length. Now I'll roll across these points and they'll become lines. Now you go to that start line to mark the shoulder measurement. The shoulder measurement I'm working with is 18 inches. I'll place my tape from the center of my paper, and then I'll mark half of 18 inches, which is 9. So I'll mark 9 right on that spot. Right on that start line, I'll mark 3 inches, and that'll be for the neck line. Now go back to that point you marked 9. You're going to go in by 1 inch. Connect that 1 inch to the 3 inches you just marked, and that'll be your shoulder slope. I hope that's clear. Now that you've done that, from the shoulder slope, you're going to place your tape and mark your chest line. Now how I get chest line is bust measurement divided by 6 plus 1.5. Sorry, so her bust is 42 divided by 6, that's like 7 plus 1.5. So I just marked 8 for the chest line. So that's that. I'll roll across that point, and that will be the chest line. Okay, now that we've done that, I'll go ahead and mark the measurement for her bust. The measurement for her bust is 42, like I said earlier. We'll divide 42 by 4, and that'll give us 10.5. Now, having 10.5, we're going to add 2 inches for allowance, and that'll be 12.5. We'll go ahead and mark 12.5. Now we'll mark the same thing on the bust line. Usually we'll mark the same thing for the bust and chest line, okay? Now we'll go to the waistline. Her waist is 36, divide by 4, that will give us 9. We'll add 2 inches and that will give us 11, and that's what I marked. You mark the same for the half length. Now we'll go ahead and connect those dots we just created. Having connected the lines, this is what we'll have. Now from there we'll create our armhole. So we'll connect from that chest line all the way to the shoulder slope using our French curve, and that'll give us our armhole. Good. Now the next thing we'll do is the first start line we had, we're going to unfold it. We're going to introduce it back to our pattern paper. Now this is to draft the neckline, and this is the defining moment for your built-up neckline. Please pay close attention. Now go to that point where you have your 3 inches for neck line. That point you're going to go up by 3 inches. I'm going up by 3 inches because I wanted a really high neck. Now if you don't like how high the neck line of that dress is, you can reduce yours to 2 inches. Okay, now I'll mark 3 right above. After marking the 3 inches, you're going to connect it to that your shoulder line using your French curve. It has to be curved. Okay, just watch and see how I connect it. You can connect with a straight line, but it wouldn't be as relaxed as when you curve it. So use your curve rule and simply connect. Let it be curved just like this. And that's it. You see, it's already giving you that high neck effect. Now we'll simply connect with a straight line to the edge of the paper. Now once you've done this, you are almost done. What is left is for us to create our wrap effect. So if initially you did not fold your paper into 2 equal parts like me, go ahead and double your pattern paper. This is what I mean. I'm going to double my pattern paper so that I will have a full front, because that will help us to get the wrap effect. Now once you've made sure that your pattern is unfold or is doubled, you will now cut out. You have to cut out that one so that both parts would be the same. You cut out very demure, very mindfully. Then once you're done cutting out, you're going to open up your pattern paper like this. For some weird reasons, I think I like that my pattern paper is two-colored. Okay, now you're going to open this up. Remember, we're trying to create the wrap top, and it's the same process you use for your normal wrap top, you also use for this built-up neckline wrap top. Okay, now from the center of your bodice, you're going to place your tape and mark extra 10 inches. Now if the kind of wrap top you're making is the type that will go all the way to the back and you tie it at the back, you can increase from 10 to 20 inches. Okay, but I'm using 10. Now from that 10 inches, we're going to connect it back to our original pattern paper. Okay, we'll connect it to the neckline of our original pattern paper. Then from that neckline, we'll now get our collar curve. Let me show you what I mean. So you place your ruler from your neckline and connect it to that extra 10 inches you just marked. Exactly what you see on the screen. Okay, now that you've gotten that slant line that connects that 10 inches all the way to your neckline, you're not going to use your curve rule. You're going to use it to connect from that neckline all the way to your collar in a curved manner. This is the shape we are going for, right? And this is how simply you can achieve it. I don't know why I give you a very easy tutorial without so much calculations. Okay, so this is pretty much what you need for your wrap top. You go ahead now and cut out the parts you do not need, but I won't be cutting it out. I'll just fold it in like so. Then I'll place it on my main fabric. We're going to cut double of this, one for the left side and the other for the right side. Don't worry, I'll show you what I mean. But when you cut out that unnecessary part, this is the part we need. This is the necessary part we need right on your screen. Do you have any question? Drop it in the comment section. So I've gone straight to placing this on the main fabric and I've cut out one part. Then I'll cut the other part and this is what we have. Now we'll move straight to drafting the back pattern. Yes, because we'll be showing you how we completed a full dress in my next video. Okay, so I'll be showing you right now how to draft the back pattern. So for the back, you also need 2 start lines like we had on the front. So get our first line, which is 0.5 inches from the edge of the paper, then the second line, which is 4 inches from the first start line. Okay, now once you've done this, the next thing we're going to do is to create our zipper allowance. Of course, this is the back of the dress. If you're making a top, a wrap top, then there's no need for zipper allowance, but this is a dress, so there will be need for zipper at the back. Okay, so we'll create our zipper allowance of 2 inches. Now I've gone ahead to label the zipper allowance space. Next thing, I'll fold in my first start line like we did earlier to avoid confusion. Okay, then I'll also fold in my zipper allowance so that we make no mistake. Now we'll place our tape on the start line and then we'll mark the wideness for our neckline. I'm using 3 inches. Please make sure that you use exactly what you used in the front. Okay, we're using 3 inches for the wideness of the neckline, so I'll mark that 3 inches. Then I'll also mark the measurement for my shoulder. Half of the measurement of my shoulder is 9, and I'll mark 9. Now on that 9, we'll go in by 1 inch, and that will be for the shoulder slope. Once you mark that 1 inch, connect it to the 3 inches you just marked, and that will give you your shoulder slope. I hope that's clear. Now from the shoulder slope, we're going in by 8 inches, and that will be our chest line. Okay, and now you place your tape from the very start line, not the shoulder slope. Now you mark your bust line, your waistline, and the half length. Please take note of what I did. I only placed the tape on the shoulder slope when I wanted to mark the chest line. Okay, all right, now we'll simply rule across those points we made, and they'll become lines. Now for the bust, our bust is 42. We are dividing by 4. That will give us 10.5 plus 2 inches, and that will give us 12.5, and that's what I marked both on the bust and chest line. Now for our waist is 36. Divide by 4, that's 9. 9 plus 2, that's 11, plus 1 inch for that, and we marked 12. Now we'll simply connect the dots. Once we've done that, this is what we have. Then we're going to get our French curve again, or our curve rule, and connect from that shoulder slope all the way to the chest line. Now guys, we're going to mark our dart. Now to mark your dart, you divide the measurement of your nipple to nipple by half. So our nipple to nipple is 9. I'll divide by half, and that will give me 4.5. I'll mark 4.5 on the bust line. Now I'll rule a straight line from that 4.5 I mark, cutting across all the lines, and that will give me my dart line. Now once I've done that, I'll go to my waistline. I'll go in by half an inch on both sides. Remember, we added allowance for that, so we're not going to take anything more than what we added. So I'm taking half inch on both sides, and that will be 1 inch. Now we'll simply connect that from that waistline. We'll connect to the bust line. We'll connect to the bust line like so, and that will be for our dart. Now if you're done fixing your dart, we'll now bring out our zipper allowance and our initial start line. Okay, now we're going to just add our collar right here. Now you're going to go to your neck width, that point that your shoulder slope started from, and then you're going to go up by 3 inches. 3 inches. Okay, now from that point you mark, just roll it across. That will be the top of our collar. Then you're going to get your French curve or your curve ruler, then we'll simply connect it Connect from that line you have there back to your shoulder line using the French curve, just like this. So for the top of the collar, we're not curving it like we curved the front. It's just gonna be straight like we have, and that's that about the back. Then please pardon me, I remember that the dart I used for the back, I forgot to take it up to the chest line. It's not supposed to start from the bust line, so here I'm just taking it up to the chest line. That's just it. That's just it. And that's that about cutting the back of this beautiful top. In my next video, I'll be showing you how I achieved the lower bodice of this dress, the final look of the top, and other tips and tricks you need to know while making this dress. I'll place on my main fabric and I'll cut out. Make sure you double your fabric. It has to be 2, okay? It has to be 2. Place your pattern paper on your main fabric and then you cut out. And this is what you have. This is how the back look like. Don't forget to subscribe. Do not forget to drop a comment. If you're confused about anything, please let me know in the comment section. To my next video. Bye guys.